Clearly, I mean, there is...
It is to me.
But the thing is, I found interesting, I just realized in the name Dar Kryet, there was a species of dragon that lived in Tatooine, also called Kryet. So
I like dragons.
Dragons. And so to go off and to finally be able to see a Kryet dragon in a Star Wars movie would be epic. Because we've seen the skeleton of one and all the way back in A New Hope. So it would be phenomenal to actually finally get to see one of these creatures, which was considered to be the most dangerous beast on Tatooine.
I agree.
So, I mean, that would be...
And Weem actually just put in a comment here. He wants Jawas.
Well, there's going to be Jawas all over the place because, I mean, those little thieves are everywhere.
I'd like to see a battle between the Tusken Raiders and Jawas. I'm kind of curious who would win. Little short people and people who really can't speak.
Well,
neither one of them can speak.
See, as long as the Jawas stayed in their sandcrawler and just kind of rolled over the Banthas, they probably would be okay.
I don't know. I'd like to see a hand-on-hand combat. If the Jawas can actually get that, tall and fight the Sand Raiders, but it could happen.
That would be like attacking that would be attacking the Sand People's knees. That's how short they are.
Hey, that's okay. Look at the what do they call them? The little grizzly bear things.
Ewoks.
The Ewoks, yes, those things. They did some nasty damage.
There's a lot of people out there who wish they could forget the Ewoks. So
apparently, I already did. So I do think we'll go for our quick music break, and then we will get back into a little bit more of Intercon and our other wonderful topic of the night.
Yeah, we're kind of this has been a bit of a mixed bag, yeah?
Yeah, well, we just randomly, reach in and grab a topic. So enjoy this music. We will be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to the Captain Fizz and Mask Guy show, and that was a wonderful first part of our show. We talked about everything under the sun.
It was a wonderful something, that's for sure.
It was definitely a wonderful something. So our next topic, I guess, we'll go into the standalone Joker movie.
The one that is rumored to be produced by Martin Scorsese.
Yes, but they've already announced that Jared Leto will not be cast as the Joker in that one.
Can I get a hallelujah?
He wasn't bad. I'm kind of curious what direction they're going. We've had this conversation before. I still think that Jared Leto's Joker was actually not Joker, but instead he was actually Jason Todd. And I like that theory more because it actually makes sense.
But the fact that Jared Leto and Ben Affleck are just 2 years age difference between them kind of defeats the whole idea that he's Jason Todd.
Yes, but this is Hollywood. Things aren't always as they seem, as we've learned in many, many different movies. So there's always that possibility.
And movie is supposedly going to be directed by Todd Phillips, who directed The Hangover.
Yes, which actually is, if anyone has any recollection of the movies, they actually were really well done, minus the third one.
And I'm just kind of scrolling through this story that the captain went off and actually tagged me in. And
just because I love a good, Batman, Joker, anything Gotham related, right. I think it's really unique.
Okay, so it's set in the 1980, early 1980s Gotham, pardon me.
So kind of like an origin story.
And so it's supposed to have a gritty and grounded, hard-boiled crime film tone to it.
So, in other words, a very dark, gritty movie.
Okay, the movie is called... The the city is called Gotham.
Well, yes,
Okay,
but
Gotham
if
is
you go
probably
back to some of the other ones, they've actually made a light version of Gotham as opposed to, say, The Dark Knight.
like Adam West.
Yes.
I mean,
so there are many different versions of Gotham that they put out there, both light and dark. This, I have a funny feeling, may be darker than we are usually attuned to.
yeah, and I'm not going to go too deep into the story, but I mean, with Scorsese on there, I mean, Scorsese has come out with some really gritty, great stories. I mean, there's, movies like Gangs of New York,
Which was absolutely unbelievably dark.
Taxi Driver, and if actually took the time to actually scramble through my brain for it, I mean there's multiple other ones. I mean he probably alone went off and turned the whole gangster genre on its head when he went off and did Goodfellas and Casino.
I watched Goodfellas so many different times, especially as a kid. So Amy here is actually asking if wonder if they will use Corey Smith from the show Gotham.
I don't see it happening. It doesn't seem that anyone wants to go off and do crossovers with the TV characters.
No, and they tried a few times, not with Gotham, of course, but with other shows, and it seemed to backfire. And I think this is going to be the case for this as well. I don't see anyone from that show actually making its way into any Batman-related movie.
Yeah, probably not. But I mean,
which sucks.
But I'm still kind of, I don't know. I'm curious to see the direction. There is talk that they're not really sure, how many more Batman movies Ben Affleck is going to want to do. So they might go off.
That is the number I'm currently rooting for is 1.
So they may have to cast a younger actor to play Batman for this movie.
Especially if they base it in the 1980s, you're definitely going to have to go younger.
Either that, or they're going to have to use CGI to go off and make Ben Affleck look younger.
Yeah, we don't want a younger Ben Affleck.
The way I look at it is, I don't know. I mean, have you seen the way Ben Affleck looked when he was in his 20s?
I don't remember Ben Affleck in his 20s.
I remember Ben Affleck in his 20s. I don't think
you're also a lot older.
I don't think that Ben Affleck would fit being Batman.
I don't think Ben Affleck fits being Batman now.
I don't think Ben Affleck fits being Ben Affleck, but that's a story for another show.
Affleck.
Oh, don't you get me started.
No, I really hope that they distance themselves. I like origin stories. I'm not sure if having an origin story for Batman or for Joker is actually a logical thing to do, considering the fact the greatest mystery for the Joker is the numerous background stories that he actually has. So,
and the considering that at one point, and again, I don't follow the comic books, but at one point, Batman tries to find out who the Joker is.
There is actually 3 legitimate names.
And found out that there was actually 3 Jokers.
Yes. So I like that aspect of it. The whole knowing, especially for such a mysterious, powerful character. I don't know if we're ready for that. I'm not ready for that.
I'm not sure I'm ready for that. I my best theory that I ever went off and heard, and it was that the Joker isn't. I kind of like where Gotham went, where the Joker was more than just an individual. It was an idea. And if you go back and check some of the comic books, where you see background characters in the back, it looks like the Joker. Even in the Wild West, there was a character who has the Joker's facial features featured in one of the comic books. And so it's kind of maybe there's been Jokers throughout history. And it's just it's almost like an infection that, takes over one person to the next person.
Yes. So we've actually been given something to debate very quickly, and that is whether or not Tobey Maguire would actually make a good Batman.
Tobey Maguire wasn't a good Spider-Man.
No, I completely... But at the same point, you look at...
No, okay. And here is my biggest issue with Tobey Maguire. Number 1, squeaky voice. Number 2, baby face. These 2 features. I mean, come on. The kid who plays Bruce Wayne, on Gotham, looks more mature than Tobey Maguire does. And Tobey Maguire's in his 40s now.
I agree.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so we have people writing comments in the studio, which is kind of scary. We have people hiding in a bathroom right now.
Squeaky voice Ed, babyface Sean. What? Who are these people? I've never felt some...
Well, Ed is one of our producers, I believe, and Sean...
Who's this Sean person?
He got fired about a week ago. He had his hands in the cookie jar.
What exactly did he do on the show?
That's a very good question, actually.
I know Ed goes off and he does some stuff for us, but
yeah, he's usually like the guy on the street corner, selling himself for some publicity or something. I don't know, something or other.
Oh man, I know that when Ed hears about this, he's gonna want me to punch you, so maybe I should.
No, he probably would, but that's okay. We'll find.
Oh no, not you! Come on, Martin.
So yeah, apparently I'm supposed to try to say the name of the producer. Now I'm not going to make a fool of myself because I know for a fact I cannot pronounce the guy's last name.
Okay, it's Martin Scorsese.
Scorsese.
There you go.
But see,
good boy.
At the point I tried to say the name the first time, I did not have a little piece of paper in front of me. I did not have someone instructing me how to say his name. I just pretended to, and I was hoping somebody would correct me. So. There you go. That's pretty much it. We've fired people from our studio.
I don't think we can fire people from our studio because we're currently not in studio. We are currently in a secret location.
We're in the Bat Cave.
We're in the Bat. Yeah, I was wondering, why there was all these bats around here. And there's lots of guano around here.
Yeah, something. Yeah,
it's really kind of gross. We should really get Alfred down here to clean.
We fired Alfred.
We can't fire Alfred.
He forgot to clean the Batmobile.
I don't know, man. Considering everything that Alfred's got to do for that spoiled brat Bruce Wayne, I'm telling you.
Well, good point.
I mean, come on. The fact that he has enough time to go off and help Batman on the side.
I know, and he... Yeah, no. So we'll go into our final topic of the night. So, of course, Entercon.
Yeah, so we're going to just... forget everything else, or...
Oh, it's easy to forget everything else. We do it
I've already forgot.
I don't know what we're forgetting.
One of these days we'll get our act together, but not today.
This is the best part of our show, is when we actually pretend that we don't know anything, but the joke's on everybody else. We actually don't have to pretend.
So, of course, this weekend, their Entercon is going to be here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. It is...
Which is in Canada.
Yes. We're in Canada.
If you head north and you hit a moose, you've gone probably just as far as you need to go.
Yeah. And if you get lost, just go off and ask one of the friendly neighborhood Sasquatches. They'll point you in the right direction.
If you hit the igloos, please don't hit them too hard. That's my home.
We went off. Honestly, if you hit the igloos, then you've went too far.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and then you're going to have to go off and
head one block south.
Yeah, you're going to have to go. You're going to have to take a U-turn at the Pole Bear, and
please don't disconnect the cable. If you disconnect one cable, you pretty much put out the whole country. So, of course, we have our interview on Saturday at 11 o'clock in the morning.
We're trying to get our act back together here, but
it's getting worse. We're apparently supposed to get an intern and put him in tights. I don't know if that's the Batman way. Rubber suits, maybe. Tights, not so much.
The idea of putting anyone in tights is kind of creepy and
very disturbing.
A very disturbing idea.
So, of course, Richard Newman on Saturday. It's
interesting. Going. So, I mean, I'll just go over some of the details. Of course, weekend passes for the weekend. They're only going to be $12.
$8 per day.
$8 per day. Of course, and we are actually front and center on their website. So
we're actually front of something.
So we'll go off and we'll put a link on both Facebook as well on our Twitter to go off into mutual. But seriously, I mean, it says weekend pass, $12.